Hi everybody, welcome to Tuesday. I never do a Tuesday video, but today I wanted to do a Tuesday video because the topic that inspired me was actually from last week when I was in my acting class on Monday, and my teacher was doing a voiceover assignment, and I looked at her kind of strange, and she was wondering why I looked at her. And the reason why I looked at her kind of strange was because I had just been doing voiceover work in New York, plus I took two voiceover classes there, and I got my voiceover demo done. So she was like, you overachiever, and I looked at her like kind of strange, like she was saying it to me as if it was a bad thing, but actually she wasn't, because yesterday we were in class, and then she was writing some things down in her notebook, and one of the students asked, what are you writing in your notebook? And she said, I'm writing how I grade you, how you're doing on the assignments, how's your energy, how's your, how do you take direction and stuff like that. So then the students asked, well, could you tell us what's in there? And she said, no, because you're going to find out when the session is over. You'll get all your grades, you'll get how you did on everything. And then they said, well, can you give a hint to some things? And then she said, well, some people, are kind of at the beginning level, and then some people are at just the okay level, and then there are some people that are overachievers and will be stars. So she was pointing at me, and I kind of looked over, and I'm like, she said that last week, but she said, you do very well at this, you'll be a star if you keep doing what you're doing, keep overachieving, keep going for it. So I got it, and I was very happy that she said that about me, that I'm an overachiever, because we should overachieve in our fields, especially if it's something that you want to do, especially if it's something that you dream about, you fantasize about, that you want to manifest in here. Overachieve in that field that you want to go into, because then you can't go wrong, because that's what you want to do, that's what you were created to do, that's what you're passionate about. So why not overachieve in that field to get there quicker? Because some people, I've talked about the just getting by spirit, just do enough to get by, but that's not always good, especially in something that you're passionate about and that you want to do. So go for the gold, overachieve in what it is that you want to do. So when she said she saw that for me, that you're going to be a star. Now the reason why I act is because I just like to act, and I love to do it, and I feel like I have a message to put out there, just like I do here on my YouTube videos, that I have a message and there's something that I want to say. So that's why I act as well. So it was kind of nice for her to say that, because I didn't think about being a star. I just thought about just doing the work, getting paid, and just doing what I needed to do, and do my own films, do my own stage plays, and just do that. But and if I think about it, I remember when now you guys just saw the video of me and Charlotte, and I did the gospel play Stuck, which is on the productions. And when I started working with Nikki was telling me about the theater and all this stuff, and I was just determined that I didn't want to do any theater. I was like, no, I don't want to do theater, I want to do film and television. And she was like, don't underestimate the theater, you'll have so much fun on stage, and it's live and such and such. And then she was just speaking into my life. Later did I not know that I was going to write a stage play, and that I love Stuck so much, and I just loved doing it live. So sometimes you can miss out on your blessing because you're just having this just get by thing, or you're blocking something else, that you cut off something else that just may benefit you in the future. So also be open, but overachieve in the fields that you want to go into. So today I was looking for some auditions. I didn't see anything that fit me. I went on to Actors Access, New York Castings. We have like a whole array of websites that we go on to for acting. But this Saturday I am participating in the 48-hour film contest, and I'm going to be acting in that film. So if anybody doesn't know what the 48-hour film contest is, the 48-hour film contest is, there's these different areas put together, different teams, and then you go down, you pick your genre. There's like a phrase that you say that you got to pick, and then there's a prop, I think, if I remember correctly, that you have to use in the film. And then you need to go back to your team, and then you have to create a script, no more than 7 pages long, a film, beginning, middle, and end. And then you film it, you get your actors together, you film it, you get your locations and everything, and then you edit it, turn your script and your film in, done in 48 hours. Now it's a rush. It's a hectic day because usually you can get away with filming, 3-4 pages a day, but 7 pages, it's a lot. People think it's, oh, that's simple. No, it's not. If you have to film 7 pages a day, because number one, besides making sure all the actors are directed and have their blocking and have their lines right and everything and have made their choices, you also got the DP behind the camera, has to get certain shots of it, and then you got the boom person to make sure that the mic and all the sound is correct. So there's so much that needs to go into creating a film. And then you got to edit, make sure certain clips match up, especially when you slate it and all that. So there's so much work that goes into putting these films together. Now, the 48-hour film contest, they do it with no budget whatsoever, so everybody's volunteering their time. And last year was the first chance that I got to do it with Team Classic Stanley, so I'm excited to be able to do it with them this year, this Saturday. So, like I said, today I didn't see any auditions or anything that fit me, so I'm going to be working on a monologue today, and I'm also going to go to Barnes & Noble. He's going to go with me, and I'm going to pick up a couple of books. In one book, one of the subscribers, Lady Ann, she suggested it to me, so I want to go pick up that book from Barnes & Noble, and I'm hoping this Barnes & Noble has it. If not, I'll go to the other Barnes & Noble. But there is a third book. It was a video that just popped up on my page. Now, this book is called 55 Unemployed, Faking Normal, and it's by Elizabeth White, an African-American lady. Now, this woman worked in big finance, I believe Wall Street, if I remember, and then she took all her money to start a business, and then that business didn't necessarily work out. So she talked about, being 55 years old, faking it, having this persona that we all kind of fake it, that we're all doing fine and stuff like that. And then, but we don't look at the real problems of what's going on in our life, because we've got all this fake stuff in front of us, so we're portraying a character for, other people. So, I want to pick up her book because we all do that. When I remember there was one time, I don't necessarily remember who I was talking to, but they asked me how I was doing, and I said fine, and they said, no, you're not doing fine, Steven, just tell the truth. And I was like, I said, okay, so I told the truth of what was going on. But, just imagine, that person saw through the wall that I was putting up. So I want to get her book, and then, when we go to Barnes & Noble, I'll show you the other books that I want to pick up, because we talk about mind, body, and spirit on this channel, especially about working on ourselves and stuff like that. So that's what this channel is about. So, just bear with me. I just need to go into FedEx because I want to print out my monologue. My printer's not working, so I'm not letting nothing stop me. I'm overachieving. If the printer at home ain't working, I'm going to a place to get my stuff printed out that I need printed out. And I want to work on my monologue because I want to overachieve, and I want to become a greater actor. And I want to do my work, and I want to work in that field full time. So this is what you got to do. So let me go in there, and then we're headed to Barnes & Noble. Now, I just went into Barnes & Noble, and I was able to find one of the books that I was looking for. And this is the book right here. You Are the Placebo, Making the Mind Matter. And this is the author. And actually, listed below is the other book that I wanted, because he's the best-selling author of the book of Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That's the book that I originally came for, but I'm going to look online for that. And one of my subscribers, Lady Ange, suggested it to me. So thank you, Angela. I'm going to pick up that book. I'm going to read this book as well. But going back to the other book, 55 Unemployed and Faking Normal by Elizabeth White. She is a self-published author, and you have to order her book through Amazon. I'm a self-published author myself, and I authored a book called Inspiration. Now I'm going to be revamping that book, and hopefully within 2 to 3 weeks I'll re-put the book back up on Amazon, so the book will be available. But going back to her, how she was talking about how we all fake it when everything isn't fine. And she talked about, for instance, like she was just doing a TED Talk. So you can Google her, YouTube her. I would YouTube her. So she was talking about a TED Talk, and as she was doing the TED Talk, she was talking about how she couldn't pay, either her lights or her gas. Now, we've all been through stuff like that, and I've been through stuff like that where I couldn't pay my heating bill. So what I did was I used my fireplace until I could afford the heat, because my house heats by oil and not by gas. So she is right in that aspect. We do fake it till we make it, but I want to see if she talks about any solutions too when you're going through that type of stuff, because we should be people that look to find solutions and not fall into the trap of failure, because we all have something in us that's great. I believe that for every person that's on this planet, we all have something in us that's made for greatness. I used to do a segment, matter of fact, on this channel called Made for Greatness. So my thing is, don't give up, continue to excel, continue to be an overachiever. And my thing about Elizabeth White was, I was glad that didn't let her stop her, by the money not coming in and by her not being able to pay her mortgage and stuff like that. She found a way, things just started showing up for her. But YouTube her and hear her story before you decide to pick up her book, because maybe the book isn't for you. But I think I'm gonna pick up the book and just do some more research on her. We got this fabulous platform called YouTube, and I'm gonna be doing a video talking about because there's a lot of YouTubers that I've seen that are posting videos talking about leaving YouTube and going off into other ventures and stuff like that, because some people do it for the money and some people do it for the responses and the interaction, and I do it for the networking and also to help somebody, because that's part of my legacy, is to help someone in this life any way that I can help them, any gifts or any tools that I have available. So I want to start a dialogue up about that. So if anybody has any comments about that, about people leaving YouTube and and what's on your mind about that, leave some comments below. But also, let's continue to work on the mind on this channel. So I'm going to be reading the book, You Are the Placebo, Making Your Mind Matter, because your mind does matter. What goes on up here affects everything else in this energy vessel. Everything, what goes on here controls everything else here. Your mind, your body, and your spirit. They all got to work together to get this working optimally. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I also want to pick up the book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, because we all have some sort of habit that kind of holds us back, whether we procrastinate, whether we don't goal plan or something, and there may be some other things that he may speak about in that book that may hold us back and that we may need to break those habits of. I think I might have did a video on that, but if not, after I read those books, I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail. But I think Joe Dispenza was also one of the authors of The Secret. I think he also contributed to The Secret video along with Lisa Nichols, Rhonda Byrne, and there's so many other teachers of the law of attraction in The Secret. Louise Hay. There's just so many. Myself, because I talk about it on this channel too. So I'm a teacher of the law of attraction and The Secret, because mind, body, and spirit, if we can get those quite right and we can get those working optimally, then there is nothing that we can't attract for ourselves. There is nothing that we can't do for ourselves. So be an overachiever. So thank you guys for spending this Tuesday with me. Like, share, and subscribe. Whoever this video can help, or whoever all the videos can help on this channel, please share them. And as always, let's do this. I will see you Wednesday for the food.